I'm taking you back to 1966. My husband and I had 4 children. 2 were teenagers and 2 were under 12. He was an engineer. We had a lovely home and a pool and a nice family. We were active in our local Baptist church and no problems. We were going to take the kids from our local church up to a mountain retreat near where we live in California. And we were going to be counselors for the pre-Easter weekend with all the high school kids and the junior high kids. And so that night, he went on ahead of me up this mountain road to this retreat where some friends opened this retreat up for us to use for the weekend. It hadn't been used all winter. And he went on ahead of me and took the popcorn and the fun and the, pop and all. And I came behind him about a half an hour with the kids. That's how life is. They have the fun. We come with the kids. But as I came up this mountain road, this dark mountain road, get to the retreat, about 10 miles this side of the retreat, I found this heap of a man lying in the middle of the road. There's no way I could tell it was my husband except by his clothes. He'd hit some debris that the road department had left in the road and caused an accident, and I got out of the car and I wasn't even sure he was alive. I had to leave one of the boys with him while I went on up the mountain road to get to a telephone to have an ambulance bring him back down to the hospital where we lived. I won't go into all the details because it is in the book. Please buy the book, And so it was 2 days later that an ophthalmologist and a neurosurgeon came out and talked to me and said that he had brain damage, 3rd nerve paralysis. He was blind, and he would be nothing but a vegetable the rest of his life because of the brain damage he had. And then he said he cannot live more than 5 years because of the blood clots he has in his brain, which are inoperable. And he said the best thing you can do is to arrange to have him put in Sawtell Veterans Hospital to live the rest of his life. He had been a lieutenant commander in the Navy, so he would qualify for veterans care. Wow, 2 days before, we're a nice, happy family and no problems, and now they tell me I'm supposed to have him put in a veterans hospital to live the rest of his life. He was blind, so I went out and got him a white cane. I knew how to do that. And then during the next subsequent months, while he was in intensive care, I went out to get on some program. And here I'm a mother with 4 children, all under 2 teenagers and 2 under 12. I didn't have any way to earn money for the family, and he was unrehabilitatable. And so I went out to get on some programs like Social Security, Aid to the Blind, Veterans Pension, Disability. The Aetna Insurance paid us $20,000, $10,000 for each eye because he was blind. The Calvet loan paid off our house because he was completely unrehabilitatable, and the veterans had ruled him this. When the veterans rules you that, you're that. And so months went by, and I was on all these projects, wonderful money coming in. Social Security, Aid to the Blind, Veterans Pension, Disability, $20,000, which I spent, had the house paid for. Everything was just, all the money was coming into me. And then after I had gotten on all those programs, the Lord healed him. Now, I didn't see why he couldn't have done it before I got on those programs. Because it ain't easy to get on those programs, and it ain't easy to get off. You just don't call Social Security and say, well, we don't want the checks anymore. And what about the $20,000? I spent that money. And so I had to go down to the Aetna Insurance and tell them what happened, and they said they never had a case like that before, but he was blind when they gave it to him. He was. And so, didn't have to give it back because I didn't have it anyway. And then the veterans had paid off our house. Do you know how long it takes the veterans to think of reversing a loan? Is impossible with the veterans. So they said, that's all right. He was blind, so that's fine. So here I had the house paid for, I had the money, and God had healed him. He's still a little strange, but he's an only child, and they're all a little bit strange. But now to get his driver's license back, see, the Department of Motor Vehicles takes a dim view of giving your license when they see you've been blind. And you've had seizures, and they don't really want to give you a license. Nobody wanted to give him a road test. That was obvious. But God had indeed done a miracle, and I have him here with me tonight. He's supposed to come out now.
I got 1 minute now?
1 minute, 2 minutes.
It's always a joy to go along with Barb on these trips and see how the Lord operates and all the things that she does. And I think one of the things that I've noticed more than anything else in traveling with Barb lately is how the Lord has operated through her and being able to exercise the gifts that he's given to her, being able to speak, and do right and counsel and so forth.
Good, that's good. It's on tape. So.
I have one other thing I'd like to bring up, though. A while back, we were at a conference, and after Barb finished speaking, they took a picture of us. And what I have on here tonight is the picture of the two of us, and inside it says best friends around the outside. And it's one of the things that I like to bring out is I think very few of us ever realize that one of the most basic things that we need to have in any relationship is being best friends. And I think this is one of the things that we've been able to do.
Thank you. Thank you. So God did indeed do a miracle with him, because he wasn't even supposed to be alive for 5 years, and this is, 28 years ago, and so God has done miracles. And he is wonderful, he really is. He takes